We don't celebrate divorces on this channel. Destiny, that might be a bit of an exception, but even with that case, I kind of felt bad for him. But on this channel, we don't celebrate divorce. But I do have to report on this news. So Bobbi Althoff, I kind of made fun of her for being an industry plant. Oh no, I did. I'm not kind of, but she is an industry plant. But her husband Cory filed for divorce. I guess yesterday. I missed it. Cory Althoff, right? The husband. I'm reading from the description right now from the Shade Room, according to TMZ TV. So the news was broken via TMZ. The husband of content creator podcaster Bobbi Althoff has filed for divorce after 4 years of marriage. The couple reportedly split back in July of 2023 due to irreconcilable differences. Surprise, surprise. They have 2 daughters together, a 1 and a 3-year-old. According to the court docs, Cory is asking for joint custody of their kids. He also asked the court to block either party from requesting spousal support. Nice. Okay. But, unfortunately, especially if kids are involved, divorce is devastating. You know what I mean? So this I'm going to rely on the comment section to help me out with this show, with this particular episode, because I've already talked about Bobbi Althoff. Now, what's interesting is somebody's going to mention it in the comment section. Somebody in the comment section said him divorcing right after Drake's leaks came out is wild. And I'm not even going to talk about that because I made sure I avoided anything that hashtag Drake, anything that on Twitter, or they call it X. I made sure I avoided that so I can make sure I'm not seeing whatever that is. Because on Twitter they'll just show you the things without your consent. You could just be in the response section. So I made sure I followed some RP creators in my X recently to make sure it's just that. I followed I just recently followed, even though I've been looking at his tweets and his comments in his comments section. I've been following what's his name? Red Pill Duffy, I think that's his name. I make sure I gave him a follow to make sure, because he be tweeting a lot. So I make sure his stuff is on there so I can avoid seeing that. So Rob Lane. Oh, look at this guy. So Rob Lane edits. I've been following this guy since I was in high school. This guy has a great Instagram. Especially when like 2014, 2015, 2016, great Instagram account. He said probably asking him weird questions all day. Nah, it's just when it comes to entertainers, right? It's when we talk about, if you got a woman that's in the industry, you have to understand what comes with it. People. I remember people said that she allegedly slept with Drake, and I'm pretty sure she did. I'll say it's an 80% chance she did. And I'm being nice with that number. Because I believe she did. I believe she slept with Drake. So I'm gonna say allegedly on that end, but I believe she did. But that's usually how it works in the industry. If you want to get the interviews that you want to get, if you want to get in a certain, like, or how about this? Like, say if you're a man and you're married to like a female NBA sideline reporter, you're please, man, talk about a setup. Unless if she's like significantly older. Like, I'm talking about, like, you're married to an NBA sideline reporter and she's like 22, 23. Stop. 25, even upper 30s. No, that's not going to work out for you, So let's read more comments. Oh, people making it about race, of course. Jesus, man. Yeah, this is the comment I was talking about. He said a day after the Drake leak is crazy. Yes. So another one says, it seems like every time a woman creates a vision for themselves and actually start through having a thriving career, the man never lasts. Nah, that's not it, bro. That's not it. That's not it. Because they literally showed you the statistics where it's like, if a woman is college educated, she initiates 90% of the divorces. 90%. So that's not true. It's gotta be, it's more to it than just, I'm thriving, I'm doing better than you, I've outgrown him. I keep hearing that phrase. I outgrew him. How? You got more degrees? I don't know. I don't know how that works. I outgrew him. Oh man, he said, "Damn, the year she went up, your biggest hater is always a man." No, what is the same? Remember when I talked about Coyle Ray, right? And Coyle Ray saying that her dad is jealous of her, and she doesn't understand. Like, first of all, that's rare where it's like a dad is jealous of their daughter. That's, first of all, that's very rare. Especially when you're talking about a very successful guy like Benzino, what they want to, their plan is if they end up having a daughter, if the guy's already in the industry, if she becomes part of the industry, he wants to make sure she's protected from the pervs and her being objectified, because one of the main ways for a female to grow in the entertainment industry is for her to objectify herself. And most dads don't want to see their daughters get objectified. But Coyle Ray took that as hate. You know what I mean? Or you could literally, like, somebody in the comment section told me today, basically in the future, what's going to happen. I forgot. Oh man, I'm blanking on his name, but he said in the future, and it's already happening right now. But in the future, what's going to happen is if you don't let your wife or your girlfriend have other men in her circle, or if you don't let her cheat on you, right? She's gonna call that. They're gonna call that abuse in the future. That's basically that's the future. Or if you don't want her stepping out on you or having an OnlyFans while you're married, they're gonna label that as controlling and abusive. And technically, they're already doing this right now. But it was a great point that he brought that up. Okay, he said. Now I believe that's not gonna work though, in my opinion, only because of Destiny's case. Because even with Destiny literally let her do whatever she wanted, and she still tried to say that he was abusive. So he said, wait, so she was married, laid up with Drake? Yeah, that's how it works in the industry. That's how it works in the industry. You know what I mean? That's how it works. More people making it about race in the comment section. I'm scrolling through the comment section right now. It's on your right-hand side, but you're going to see a lot of black people making it about race. Oh, this doesn't affect us. Whoa, this is Black History Month and all this stuff. Let me see. Okay, here's another comment that says she became the breadwinner, and now as a man, he likely feels he is not needed any longer except to be a father to their children. Sad, but it happens. No. By the way, let me give you another example, a common example. I like to use examples that people don't like to People don't like to call out Janae Aiko for what she did in her situation when she was married to Dr. Genius, but nobody knew about it, and she didn't like talking about it, which was interesting. Like she never put her husband really on her Instagram, and for obvious reasons. I'm gonna just leave it at that. But he was part of the industry, but clearly her goal was not to stay with Dr. Genius. Her goal was to move up in the game. So when she met Big Sean, and people already can sense the chemistry, I already knew it was over then. And then on top of that, so that we already knew it was over then. And then when they dropped the visuals for the music videos for their joint project together in the winter of 2013, I was like, oh, it's over. It's clearly over. But that's how it works when you're dealing with girls that are part of the industry. They're trying to move up in the game. You know what I mean? They're not trying to stick it out with you. Even if you brought them into the industry, a lot of the girls, that end up becoming famous, they started off like they knew somebody that they were sleeping with somebody that was connected into the industry. And once the closer they got to the guy's friends, whether he was a bodyguard for one of these people, or he was a driver for one of these people, or he was that guy's friend, this is very common. So, Dr. Genius, who also works with Kid Cudi, he was basically the starter husband. Let me see. It's not that I'm reading more from the comments section. She said he's a hater and he mad she got a couple of black friends. That's a very ignorant comment. I like this comment. This is the one I liked. He said, this is a girl. She said, y'all better hush and stop finding joy in the misfortune of others, because you can be next. Don't at me by. And I agree. Because even the people I don't even fuck with, I don't wish divorce on anybody. And you don't know what really happened in that situation. But what's happening to me is very clear, and it's very, very common. Especially like when we talk about professions, like of girls to avoid for serious relationships. Girls that are part of the entertainment industry, whether she's an interviewer, she works for the Breakfast Club, right, one of these radio stations. If she's a singer, she's an actress, right? If she's a female athlete, that's also part of the entertainment industry. You're gonna have problems, because she's going to be bumped. She's basically every day, or even if she's high earning, she's basically bumping heads with certain people that are more powerful than her. And to her, the more she bumps into these men of influence, the less respect she's going to have for you as a partner. And I'm talking about, you could be taller than a guy too, and everything, but that's just because I didn't see these 5'2", 5'3" CEO executives still smashing these girls under them, and they be having whole husbands at home, you know. But when you got that paper, you got that influence, you got that status, she's gonna. Oh, we'll take another example. Naomi Sharon. Now, from what I heard, because I remember I made a short about her not getting signed. So apparently she is signed now, but we already knew what happened. She slept with Drake, and but at the same time she had a whole 8-year engagement with another dude during that time. So this is this is very common stuff. This is very common stuff, and you know, in Bobbi Althoff's husband, Cory Althoff, and you know, in his case, it's clear that it was you know, stuff like that was happening, and he just couldn't handle it. And you know, people could always just rumors, but when they're next to these powerful people, they just the ladies are not going to be able to help themselves. They're not going to be able to help themselves, and it's just it's almost an impossible situation. He said, "Who are these people?" Offset is going to drop a diss track with him. He said the internet can really ruin a relationship. Nah, but you know, it's just like it's very. I like, you know, I'll just end it off on here. It's very hard to maintain a relationship if you're like the average dude, or even if you're a high earning dude. If your girl is part of that industry and you're not part of it as well, meaning you're not more in terms of the status, if you're not more than her, it's going to be hard to maintain that relationship. And you know, it's very common. And just understand, if you have a girl that used to be part of the industry, just understand it's a high possibility she slept with her higher ups. You know, like, you know what I mean? It's very plausible. It's highly likely that she had to sleep with somebody to get to where she was at that time. It's rare that you have like a uberly talented individual girl. You know what I mean? That's rare. I'm sorry. That doesn't have to do what they have to do to get to the top. Even the talented girls that I know, they've had to sacrifice, if you know what I mean. So it's a very hard industry. Now in Bobbi's case, I already know she slept with yeah, she definitely slept with somebody. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You know, hopefully it's a clean divorce. Hopefully, you know, like I said, most dudes, they don't try to be OD on the custody thing. They always just say joint custody most times. You know what I mean? So that's a good thing. Hopefully Bobbi doesn't try to be on that BS with the custody stuff. So, you know, hopefully that ends up decent on Cory and Bobbi's behalf.